She texted, "I catfished your sister pretending to be you to find out if she talks trash about me. She does BTW." I responded, "Creative." Then I showed my entire family the evidence. Screenshots of her fake profile trying to create drama. When my sister's lawyer sent her a cease and desist for identity theft and defamation post, I, 31, male, was sitting at my desk working on quarterly reports when my phone buzzed. Text from my girlfriend Natalie, 29. "We've been together for about 18 months, living together for 6. The message read, "So I have something to confess. I made a fake profile pretending to be you and messaged your sister to see what she really thinks about me. Spoiler alert, she talks mad trash about me behind your back. Screenshots attached if you want proof of what your precious family really thinks." I stared at my phone for a solid minute. Read it 3 times to make sure I was understanding correctly. My girlfriend had impersonated me online to manipulate my sister into revealing private thoughts. 7 screenshots followed, messages between me and my sister Brooke. The fake me asking leading questions about Natalie. Brooke's responses were honest, not cruel, but definitely critical. Stuff like, "She's controlling, and I don't think she's good for you, and she isolates you from everyone." I typed back one word, creative. Then I started screenshotting everything. Her confession, the fake conversations, all of it. Opened Facebook on my laptop. Sure enough, there was a profile with my name, my photos stolen from my actual profile, created 3 weeks ago. Already had friend requests accepted from several family members. I leaned back in my chair, processing. This wasn't just weird or invasive. This was legitimately insane behavior and illegal technically. 20 minutes later, another text from Natalie. "That's all you have to say? Your sister is poisoning everyone against me, and you say creative to me? You committed identity theft to manipulate my family members." Yeah, creative is the word. "I did it for us, to show you how two-faced they are. You did it because you're paranoid and controlling." Brooke was right. Are you seriously taking her side after what she said? "I'm taking the side of not committing fraud to spy on my family. We're done. You're not seriously breaking up with me over this. Watch me." I immediately called my sister. "Hey Brooke, quick question. Have I been messaging you lately about Natalie?" "Yeah, actually. You were being weird about it. Why?" "That wasn't me. Natalie made a fake profile." Silence. Then, "Are you kidding me right now?" "Nope. She just confessed. Sending you screenshots now." What followed was an explosion of family group chat activity that I'll summarize as everyone was pissed. Update 1. So after I exposed Natalie's catfishing scheme to my family, things escalated exactly as you'd expect. Within an hour, my mom, dad, Brooke, and my other sister Emma, 26, were all blowing up my phone. Not at me, at the situation. Brooke was particularly furious. "She pretended to be you. She tricked me into private conversations. That's so violating." My mom was ready for war. "That girl is psychotic. Change your locks today." Dad, ever practical. "This might be illegal. Document everything." Here's where it gets interesting. Brooke's husband Tom is a lawyer, not criminal law, corporate stuff, but he knew enough to be concerned. He called me directly. "Hey man, this is actually serious. She committed identity theft, possibly fraud, definitely defamation if she's spreading those private conversations around. Has she done anything else?" That got me thinking. I went through our shared laptop that I paid for too. Found she was logged into her email. I know. Invasion of privacy, but she just admitted to impersonating me, so I figured turnabout was fair play. What I found was worse than expected. She hadn't just catfished Brooke. She had fake conversations with Emma, my cousin Janet, and 3 of my friends, all using my identity, all trying to get dirt on herself. It was like she was building a case file of everyone who didn't worship her. But the real kicker, an email draft to my boss as me, complaining about workplace stress and asking about mental health leave. Dated yesterday. She hadn't sent it yet, but it was there, ready to go. I screenshot everything. Everything. That evening she came home acting like nothing happened. Walked in with takeout from my favorite place, all smiles. Hey babe, got your favorite. Figured we should talk about earlier. I know I messed up, but Natalie, you need to leave. Her face changed instantly. Excuse me? You heard me? Pack your stuff and get out. You can't kick me out. I live here. I have rights. Your name isn't on the lease. You're a month-to-month guest at best, and you just admitted to multiple counts of identity theft. She went from sweet to venomous in seconds. You'd really throw away our relationship over one mistake. One mistake? You catfished my entire family. You were drafting emails to my boss as me. This isn't one mistake, it's a pattern of insane behavior. I was trying to protect us. From what? My family having private opinions? Everyone's allowed to have thoughts, Natalie. What they're not allowed to do is steal identities to spy on those thoughts. She started crying, but not sad crying, angry crying. Your family has always hated me. They've been trying to break us up from day one. No, they've been concerned about red flags. Red flags like this, and you just proved them right in the most spectacular way possible. She grabbed her phone and started texting furiously. Fine, but I'm not leaving tonight. I have tenant rights. You need to give me 30 days notice. Actually, I said, pulling up my phone, according to the lease agreement you signed as an extended guest, I can revoke your stay with 72 hours notice if you engage in illegal activity or endanger the welfare of other residents. Identity theft counts. She stared at me. You planned this. No, Natalie. You planned this when you decided to catfish my family. I'm just better at reading contracts than you are at covering your tracks. Her phone started ringing. Her mom. She answered on speaker. Mom, he's kicking me out over nothing. What do you mean, nothing? Her mom's voice crackled through. I just made a fake profile to see what his family really thought. You what? Her mom's voice went up 3 octaves. Natalie Marie, that's illegal. What is wrong with you? Even her own mom wasn't on her side. Beautiful. Natalie hung up on her and turned back to me. This is ridiculous. I'll stay with Megan tonight, but we're not done talking about this. We're definitely done. You have 72 hours to get your stuff out. I'll be changing the locks Monday morning. She grabbed an overnight bag, throwing things in randomly while muttering under her breath. Words like ungrateful and controlling and psycho family floated around. Before she left, she turned at the door. You're going to regret this. Your family just manipulated you into ruining the best thing in your life. No, I said calmly. You manipulated yourself out of a relationship by being absolutely unhinged. Goodbye, Natalie. She slammed the door. I immediately installed a doorstop security bar I bought on my lunch break. Wasn't taking any chances. 10 minutes later, my phone exploded with texts from her friends. Apparently, she was spinning it as me being abusive and controlling, that I was choosing my toxic family over her. Time to play offense. Update 2. The next morning, Saturday, I woke up to 23 text messages, 8 missed calls, and multiple social media notifications. Natalie had gone full scorched earth overnight. First, the social media assault. She'd posted on Facebook, Instagram, and apparently TikTok, according to my cousin, about how I was emotionally abusive and had thrown her into the streets because she caught my family talking badly about her. No mention of the fake profiles, identity theft, or attempted email to my boss. Funny how that works. Her friends were eating it up. Comments ranged from "men are trash" to "sue him for illegal eviction" to "you deserve so much better, queen." But here's where Natalie messed up. She forgot that we had mutual friends who knew both sides. My buddy Derek commented, "Didn't you tell me last week you were thinking about checking his sister's messages somehow?" Natalie deleted his comment within minutes, but I'd already screenshot it. Time for phase 2 of my response. I created a simple Google Drive folder with everything. Her original confession text, screenshots of all the fake profiles, the catfish conversations with my family, the draft email to my boss, Derek's deleted comment, the lease agreement showing she was a guest, not a tenant. I shared it with selective people, my family, close friends, and most importantly, Tom, Brooke's lawyer husband. Tom called me within an hour. Okay, this is worse than I thought. The fake email to your boss could be considered attempted fraud and definitely defamation. The identity theft is a federal crime technically. Brooke wants to pursue this legally. Really? She's furious. Someone violated her trust, used her private thoughts against her, and tried to destroy her relationship with you. She wants consequences. While I was on the phone with Tom, Natalie showed up at the apartment with 3 friends and her brother Rick. I watched them through the doorbell camera as they pounded on the door. "Open up, I need my stuff now," Natalie yelled. I texted her. "You have until Monday morning, as already discussed. Please leave or I'll call the police for trespassing." Rick yelled through the door, "You can't keep her stuff hostage, that's theft." I called the police non-emergency line and explained the situation. They sent 2 officers who arrived within 15 minutes. I showed them the documentation through the cracked door, security bar still in place. The female officer looked through everything and nodded. "Ma'am," she said to Natalie, "he's given you 72 hours notice as required by your guest agreement. You need to leave and return at the agreed time." "But he's keeping my property," Natalie protested. "He's allowing you to retrieve it Monday. That's reasonable. If you don't leave now, we'll have to cite you for trespassing." Rick tried to get aggressive. "This is bullshit." The male officer interrupted. "I suggest you escort your sister away from the property now." They left, but not before Natalie screamed, "You're going to pay for this." The officers gave me their cards and advised me to document any further contact as potential harassment. Sunday was relatively quiet until evening. That's when Natalie made her biggest mistake. She created another fake profile, this time pretending to be my sister Brooke. She started messaging my friends saying horrible things about me, stuff like I had a drinking problem, that I'd borrowed money and never paid it back, that she was worried about my mental health. One problem, she messaged my friend Alex, who was literally sitting next to me watching the game when the messages came through. Dude," Alex showed me his phone. "Your sister is messaging me some weird stuff about you." I looked at the messages. The account was created that day. The profile picture was pulled from Brooke's Instagram. "That's not Brooke," I said, texting my sister immediately. Brooke confirmed she hadn't messaged anyone. We now had proof Natalie was still creating fake profiles, still committing identity theft, but now she was actively defaming both me and my sister. Tom was notified immediately. His response? She just made this so much worse for herself. Monday morning arrived. I'd taken the day off work and changed the locks at 8 a.m. sharp, with a locksmith present as a witness. At 10 a.m., Natalie showed up with a full moving truck and 6 people. I had 3 friends with me, including Derek, who was filming everything. I stood in the doorway. "You can take your clothes, your personal items, your laptop, and anything you can prove you purchased. Nothing else." "I purchased half of everything," she screamed. "Really? Show me receipts." She couldn't because she hadn't. I'd paid for almost everything in the apartment. The few things she had bought, some kitchen gadgets, a throw pillow, her PlayStation, I'd already boxed up and placed by the door. Her brother Rick tried to push past me to get to the TV. "She uses this TV, so it's half hers." "No," I said firmly, Derek still filming. "I bought that TV 6 months before she moved in. I have the receipt." It took 2 hours of her trying to claim ownership of everything from my coffee maker to my couch, but eventually she only left with what was actually hers, which filled maybe half the moving truck she'd rented. As she was leaving, she hissed at me, "This isn't over. I'm going to make your life hell." "Natalie," I said calmly, "you've been committing identity theft. You've been defaming my family. You tried to contact my employer fraudulently. If anyone's life is about to become hell, it's yours." Tuesday morning, Tom sent the cease and desist letter. It was beautiful. 3 pages of legal language essentially saying, Stop impersonating the family members. Stop defaming them. Stop all contact or face criminal and civil charges. It was sent to her apartment, her work, and her parents' house, where she was now staying according to mutual friends. Wednesday, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Natalie's mom. Please, she said, please don't let them prosecute her. She's young and stupid and in love. She's 29, I replied. She's old enough to know that identity theft is a crime. She's getting help. I'm making her see a therapist. That's great. She needs it, but it doesn't undo what she did. What will it take to make this go away? She needs to delete all fake profiles, stop all contact with me and my family, post a public admission and apology for the lies she spread about me, and sign an agreement to never contact any of us again. I'll make sure she does it. By Thursday, Natalie had posted a vague apology. I let my emotions get the best of me in my recent breakup. I said things that weren't true, and I apologized to anyone who was affected. Not exactly what I wanted, but Tom said it was enough of an admission to use against her if she tried anything else. Final update. It's been 3 months since the catfishing incident, and I finally have closure to share. About 2 weeks after the cease and desist letter, Natalie apparently couldn't help herself. She created yet another fake profile, this time pretending to be a potential employer, and reached out to my sister Brooke, who's a graphic designer, about a job opportunity. The plan, apparently, was to waste Brooke's time, get her hopes up, then ghost her. Except Brooke was suspicious from the start. The company had no real web presence. The email came from a Gmail account, and the writing style was familiar. She played along just long enough to gather evidence, including getting them to send a contract that had metadata showing it was created on Natalie's computer. That was the last straw. Tom filed a police report for criminal harassment and identity theft. The police took it seriously, especially with the mountain of evidence we'd compiled. Natalie was arrested at her parents' house. Her mom called me crying, begging me to drop the charges. I reminded her that it wasn't up to me. Brooke was the victim here, and she was done. The case moved forward. Natalie was charged with identity theft, cyberstalking, and harassment. She tried to play victim in court, claiming she was heartbroken and not thinking clearly, but the judge wasn't buying it. The sheer volume of fake profiles, the calculated nature of the schemes, and the fact that she continued after receiving a cease and desist letter showed a pattern of malicious behavior. She pled guilty to avoid jail time but got 2 years probation, 200 hours of community service, mandatory therapy, a restraining order preventing her from contacting me, my family, or creating any fake profiles, and $5,000 in restitution to Brooke for legal fees and emotional distress. But here's the best part. Remember that email draft to my boss? While my company's IT department did an audit after I reported it, and they found she tried to access my work email from our shared laptop, she'd failed. 2-factor authentication for the win, but the attempts were logged. My company pressed charges for attempted unauthorized access to their systems. That's a federal offense. She ended up pleading that down too, but it added another year of probation and killed any chance of her getting a job in her field, marketing, because she now has a record for cybercrimes. Last I heard through the grapevine, she's working retail while living with her parents. Her friend group imploded when the court documents became public record. Her mom made her delete all social media as a condition of living at home. She's been telling people I ruined her life over a prank. Meanwhile, my life has significantly improved. Brooke and I are closer than ever, bonding over shared trauma. I got a promotion at work, partly because my boss was impressed with how I handled the security threat. I'm dating someone new, Amy, who thinks the whole story is wild but appreciates that I have clear boundaries. My family has adopted "don't pull a Natalie" as shorthand for doing something insanely stupid. The funny thing is, if Natalie had just accepted that Brooke didn't like her and either worked to improve that relationship or accepted it wouldn't happen, none of this would have occurred. Instead, she committed multiple crimes trying to prove what? That my sister had opinions. That family members don't always love their siblings' partners. She fabricated evidence of people disliking her, then made it a self-fulfilling prophecy by being absolutely unhinged. To anyone dealing with a similar situation, document everything. Don't engage with crazy. Just protect yourself legally and trust your family when they say someone gives them bad vibes. They might be onto something. Oh, and Natalie, if you're reading this, which would violate your restraining order, by the way, you didn't lose everything because my family talked about you. You lost everything because you committed crimes, multiple crimes, repeatedly, even after being warned to stop. That's not love. That's not protection. That's criminal behavior. And yeah, creative was definitely the right word for it. Creatively deranged.